Hey, buddy, I'm looking to get some, time killed.
Go around through to the back. That's where you're gonna find the Palookas.
All right. Do you want to
Put that in.
shut up? You want to sing us in? Go.
I would sing us in.
I meant say.
No, you do it.
Okay. Hi everybody. Welcome to fucking Palookas.
Thanks,
I'm
Paul.
sick. You hear that fantastic voice
Oh,
crack?
he sounds so sexy.
Today is a very special episode.
It is.
You want to know why?
Why?
Well, can you guess?
Because it's gonna be our last episode together, Paul.
Yeah, no, I'm really sad. Big underscore tuna TV has bigger seas to swim in. I don't know how fish work, dude.
No,
Help me out, I'm dying.
I think, no, what kind of fish can climb up waterfalls? Is that
Boy, your
salmon?
mic just clipped the shit out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Is it salmon that can climb waterfalls?
They don't have legs.
Fish can climb waterfalls.
They can't climb. They can jump.
They jump, whatever. Climb, jump.
Climb
forward.
implies that you have like contact
swim.
with the object.
You can contact water. Paul, is water wet? Could you answer
Oh,
this question?
okay. This is a legitimate one. Water is not wet.
Yeah, I saw a really educational Vine about.
It's the black guy.
Yeah, the black guy.
Yeah.
Vine. Yeah.
Okay.
It was really well articulated, and I was like, hey, you can't really argue against that.
I am gonna turn you slightly down and entertain the audience while I do. Well, with your fucking diminishing voice.
Okay. Yeah, if no one's seen that Vine, it's like this black guy with incredibly good editing skills on his phone. Like, he's just like editing.
It's not editing. He's just like zooming.
Yeah,
in
he's just
and
like
out.
zooming, but it's like really well choreographed and timed, and it's just very impressive. But basically, the conclusion was, for something to be wet, water has to be on top of it, and because water in itself can't be on top of itself, water is not wet.
Yeah. Well, it was something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Did you enjoy Paul and Adrian fucking recap internet videos?
Yeah,
the
you're
podcast?
welcome.
All right, stay tuned for next week when we fucking dissect a dog. Okay, I blanked. So I actually this is also a very special episode because actually let's remain on this for now. This is our last episode together.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are you going?
I'm going back home to live with my parents and figure shit out. You laugh at, I mean, like, what else am I gonna do? I don't have money.
No, that's fair. I'm just laughing at the whole, like, small-time content creator. One of the guys is leaving. What's he gonna do? He's gonna live with his parents. It's just so appropriate,
Well, it's
you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just like the most like human thing to do.
Yeah. Do your parents charge you rent?
Oh fuck no! Are you kidding me?
You know how some parents fucking charge rent?
That's ridiculous.
But you heard about that?
Yeah.
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 I don't get that.
I mean,
in the slightest.
there's a difference between like your kid having a job and like has had this job for like a long time and just like being a piece of shit in the house and like not moving out and not like living their life and your parents being like, get the fuck out of our house and like live your life.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you're ever gonna be a parent, but if I'm a parent, I'm gonna, like, gravitate between those two dichotomies. I love the gray areas, but I'm not gonna ever have this weird gray area of, you live with me, but I'm gonna pretend you're a fucking tenant as opposed to...
No. My parents are like, Adrian, do the dishwasher because, you know, you live here and we made you dinner.
Yeah,
it's like, that's fair.
And, like, also, you just expected to do that anyway.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't make you dinner, it's just like, I might as well contribute to the helping out of this house.
And, like, all that shit. And, like, I fucking cleaned their basement for them. The whole basement.
The whole basement?
The whole basement.
Holy shit.
It's a big-ass basement full of our shit. And,
I know.
And we're liquidating all of it on a website.
That's insane.
And it was all me. I did this.
Are you getting rid of those books as well?
What books?
Well, you know the books in your basement? The really old ones?
You mean my grimoire?
Your what?
My evil tome and my grimoire? Yeah.
No, I was just trying to guess something that was in your basement that is in a lot of people's basements. My parents had a shit ton of books in the basement, which is really weird because it was really damp down there. So like, they got like they didn't get moldy, but they got like the
musky
next
old book.
Yeah, musky.
Yeah.
And at one point, I didn't know how Christmas worked, and I wanted to give Christmas presents to my friends, so I took a big stack of those books and just handed them out to kids in my class. I'm sure they don't appreciate them to this day.
If anything, there's just a lot of like, there's like little things you're like, huh, didn't know we had this because it was buried under like a bunch of shit. But let me fucking tell you about my dad's genius plan. All right, so a while ago,
your dad's the you know.
What is it?
No, do you want me to say it?
What is it, Paul? What is it?
Why don't we tell the whole story? Do you remember Yeah.
The Home Depot story?
The Home Depot secretary
okay.
story. Yeah.
I mean, I really don't want to out my dad on the internet.
Okay, so there's this one random guy that your dad works with. Go on. Let's say in a hypothetical other scenario, there's a guy that's first name is Adrian's and last name is Dad.
Oh my god. Okay. You know what? I probably shouldn't.
No?
No.
Okay.
I feel like that's not the right thing to do. Sorry, anyone who was really hyped about listening to that story.
Yeah, we teased that for like 30 seconds.
Sorry about that.
We blew balls.
But let me tell you a different story that my crazy dad had an idea about. Okay. So my grandfather's brother knew this guy who knew a guy pretty much who owned a lighting store, and the lighting store was going out of business. So my grandfather's brother calls up my dad and is like, quick, they're giving out all these lamps for free. We have to go collect them. So my dad's like, oh shit. And he empties out his van and he books it all the way to this lighting store, and he fills his van with as many lighting fixtures as he can. Because you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna fucking flip all of it for a profit. But instead, you know what he does? He goes downstairs to the basement, stacks like 80 fucking boxes full of lamps in one spot, and doesn't touch it for like 7 years until I go into the basement and go, why the fuck do we have so many lamps? And so,
wait, do you still have some lamps?
There's so many lamps in there. Yeah, they're all laid out.
Do you have like a floor lamp?
No, it's more like ceiling fixtures.
Okay, because I really for my new place, I'm moving, by the by, in case anyone cares. That's not really going to affect anything in terms of my online stuff, so whatever. But yeah, I need floor lamp.
I need lamp.
I need to contact your dad.
Oh man.
Also, preliminary possible title for this episode: Blueballing Adrian's dad. Is that a yes? I think so.
You know what? Surprise me.
My mom brought up an interesting point about my dad recently. My dad is, as we all know, the Jeff says he looks like Wilford Brimley. I don't see it personally.
I haven't met your dad personally, so I can't.
Haven't you seen him like once?
I've seen
Haven.
His parents more than I've seen your parents.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Paul stares blankly off into the distance.
Adrian, remember, you're not supposed to say Haven.
Palookas. Cut that out.
No, that's fine. I'll just like Haven. There you go. No, that's gonna sound great. Anyway, so yeah, you've seen at least like that one picture that I sent to you where I showed a picture of my dad on the television and played like the Russian national anthem over it.
What the fuck?
Have I not shown you this?
No, what is that?
Oh, okay, so my dad's Hungarian, so like he's
naturally
he's always like, oh, the fucking Russians. He doesn't swear, but you know what I'm saying. And yeah, so there was one point where he wore like this really clearly Russian
those like
type hat, like
those
really,
like winter ones that have like a bunch of fur folds on it. Right?
Yeah, exactly that, and like a big overcoat. And he's standing in front of Niagara Falls, looking with his mustache, his graying mustache, just looking really proud. And there was this video that I made where I just I put Russian music over it and just started laughing. Yeah, because I'm a fucking idiot. Anyway, so my mom has pointed out recently that my dad, he has the most interesting quirk because it's seemingly common, but not. He is not afraid to come back from something where he thinks he did well and immediately launch into, I did this thing and everyone loved me for it. It's basically a long-winded way of saying my dad has no problem bragging, but he basically has no problem, like, telling a story that revolves around himself without feeling
like
bashful.
Humble bragging, pretty much?
Kind of? It's weird. He's not full of himself, but he has no problem telling a story where he sounds like the unequivocal good guy, you know?
Oh, okay. So he's like, oh yeah, and then I helped the old lady cross the street, and then she like patted my back, and it was no big deal. I helped an old lady, like sort of thing. Yeah,
I guess he just has an ability to take himself out of the equation. Where like if you point out afterwards, like, Dad, you're being like pretentious or something like that, he's going like, am I? Oh, like that sort of thing.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
And it's interesting.
I mean, I guess when you're telling a story, you can only really tell it from your perspective, and maybe he's just like getting so caught up in his own perspective.
Unless it's a story about mind control. That was the most stupid. Don't ever let me talk. Why do I have a podcast?
Okay.
Do you ever feel bad like talking about your own exploits and things like that, and just like if you ever hit like 1,000 followers, you don't know who to tell in real life? It's like, I hit 1,000 followers on social media.
I mean, it's more of like if you have a platform, like you usually be on Twitter, be like, hit 100 followers, thanks everybody. Like it's sort of like a general outcry instead of like going to your mom and be like 1,000 followers.
But like in real life, is it difficult?
I don't really talk about it in real life.
That's fair. You want a quick plug? I really enjoyed. I know I said this at the time, but I don't think we've had an episode since you released this. You made a video on how to play Euchre. Yeah. I fucking love it.
Thanks, man.
I know I almost unfairly tore into you the last episode we talked about your content creation for your content seeming like JonTron's.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, it was my first video. I have a bunch of ideas, but right now, like, I'm just in this place where I'm like, I'm done school, I'm taking a break. So shit's just, like, in the back burner. But right now, I'm unemployed. Well, I'm unemployed. I work with my dad on the side, but, like, he doesn't need me every day.
So for the record, what it sounded like on the podcast was, I'm unemployed. Well, I'm unemployed. You did finger quotes the second time.
Oopsie. Well, what I mean is, like, I don't have an actual job. I basically work with my dad, and my dad pays me. But I'm not, like, hired under his business. My dad's a contractor, for anybody who's curious what the hell I'm talking about. So, like, I go to, like, residential homes and then, like, fix our wall. And my dad's like, get the drywall.
And then the people pay him in claymores and he leaves.
Yeah, honestly, fucking contractors are expensive, dude.
Yeah.
My dad charges $95 for the first hour and then like 25 to like $30 afterwards. And he gets like
so many swords.
Yeah. You want to tell your story about that?
It's really simple. My uncle just fucking pays people in swords. At one point he paid a contractor with a claymore. Yeah. That was I really sold that story. I really dragged out long and made the payoff.
Sorry, we kind of branched off, but
yeah, your dad's a contractor.
Yeah, my dad's a contractor. But what I was saying,
you make videos about playing Euchre online. The family legacy.
I mean, for anybody who's curious about and watches the video, going like, why did you do this? I guess I can give you a bit of insight. So my roommates like
insight with Adrian. I was gonna put some music there, but now
you know what? Cut that out. Put the music in. Okay, so what I was gonna say was, like, if anybody's ever, like, my roommates are really fond of Euchre, and it's like the dumbest game of cards out there. Like, if you played President, like, that's a better game than Euchre. The only reason why I don't like it is it's just like.
It's old person game.
It's an old yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That really summed it up.
Yeah.
It's just an old person game. And, like, they get really heated about it, and I'm not.
Yes!
Yeah. My roommates get so, like, upset with one another and everything, and it's like, I don't find pleasure in this. And then if you, like, look up videos of if people like trying to teach you Euchre, it's usually, like, a green felt on, like, a table, and I'm like, hello, well, you're probably wondering about the rules of Euchre. And then they go into, like, very explicit detail.
And it's always someone old and boring. Like, my grandson gave me a camcorder. Let's YouTube the Euchre.
And, like, Euchre isn't, like, a simple enough game where you can watch, like, a 3-minute video on it.
Neither
like
is YouTube. Go on. Hey,
you need to, like, watch, like, a couple to, like, really understand something like Euchre. And it uses, like, really stupid-ass words, too. Like, the fucking kitty, the fucking, whatever the hell.
And yet, you are totally right about adults getting angry about it. All right, Adrian, what's my last name?
Drotos.
Okay, so we have this thing with the whole family called fucking Drotos Fest. Yes, you'd better believe, where a bunch of the old Drotos family members go to a fucking cottage, right? And we just sort of like Hungary it up for a few days. Like, I swear to God, they only talk about fucking food and Euchre.
Oh my God.
And it's like 90% food, 10% Euchre. And there's also, like, there's weird
so
fucking
bad.
Stereotypes about, or not stereotypes, but just like a few things that always remain constant. We will always play Euchre. People will be condescending as fuck towards one another, and I'm quiet the whole time because I'm just taking this all in going, holy shit, my family are assholes when they're all together. And there's always like this, I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, there's this puzzle that just sort of sits in the corner, and like it's a 1,000-piece puzzle, and barely anyone touches it until day 3 of Drotos Fest, which is the last day. And like the challenge of Drotos Fest is, can you finish the puzzle in 3 days? And again, we always wait until the fucking last day. And it's just sitting there in the corner, so that if you get bored or you can't tolerate the family anymore, it's just like, well, then go fucking play with the puzzle. And then every day they talk about nothing but food, and like you can't even go into the conversation because they're like, we don't care about our jobs. Tell us about your university. And they do this old person thing where they're always like, what kind of grades you getting? And it's like, hey, we did this cool thing called Brock Improv. Yeah, don't care.
Do Do your grandparents always ask if you have like a girlfriend or something?
I don't have any grandparents anymore. My last one.
Does your family ever bother you about it though?
Bit the bucket
sorry.
about last August. No, it's fine. She was in her 90s.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no,
Power to her, man.
She's a hardy woman. She fucking Tiananmen Squared a tank once.
What?
Do you know what Tiananmen Square is?
No.
That famous Chinese moment where the guy stood up to a tank.
Tank man.
Yeah. She fucking tank man.
Oh my god.
You know the Hungarian Revolution in 1956?
Sure.
When the Soviets basically
Why
invaded?
not? Yep.
Because there was a student revolution. It was like, the Soviets got heard the fucking, all right, people are pissed, better send in the tanks. So they sent in the tanks. And this caused a lot of people to leave Hungary, hence why I'm even in Canada in the first place. Yeah, my grandmother once stood up to a fucking tank.
How'd that go?
She lived afterwards. She lived to her 90s. Yeah, she didn't stand up to a tank in the old folks' home.
Oh.
In Canada. The revolution's over.
You know what? We're starting a revolution.
At any rate, so yeah, there's all these stupid old people, not my grandparents, but just these not stupid. They're not stupid. They're nice old people when they're middle-aged too. They're like oldest 70.
Okay.
And that's just the grand majority of them. There's like my cousin who's like 2 years younger than me, my sister who's 2 years older than me.
I always forget you have a sister. Anyways.
So do I. And the rest of the family, who are just like slightly old and slightly mean. And yeah, and you get them all together and they don't care about the things, but they're like, what are your grades like? And it's like, hey, I think I might be able to get myself self-sustained with my content creation this year. It's like, it's not a real job, which is fair. Streaming is not a real job by any definition. And I sometimes feel guilty, like I'm inching closer and closer towards the mile-long possibility of like, I could do this for a living. I always feel like guilty going like, what if this works?
Yeah.
People are gonna be working at Walmart wanting to do this. Anyway, my point of this is, which was the most fucking long-winded thing on the history of the planet, is that they play Euchre, and my Aunt Christine gets really mad at people and usually leaves before Euchre is even finished.
Because like you can't blame people for it. It's random dealing, and then you have to just fucking guess what the percentage. Like, oh boy, we can't even look at each other and talk or make any sort of communication. I'm gonna play this and hope it works. Yeah, and like you played that fucking card when I had this card. How am I supposed to?
And you have to do YouTube tutorials because like otherwise, if you play with your family, they teach you once how to do it, and you know how many nuances there are to Euchre.
Fucking god!
And then you put down a card after they say like, okay, you start. It's like, why'd you put that down? It's like, oh, fuck off!
I know, dude.
That's the worst.
That's the fucking worst.
Oh god, fuck Euchre.
It's a terrible game.
Fuck your dad.
Okay, not that part. But fuck Euchre.
Wait, has your dad ever played Euchre?
I don't know. No, my like mom's side. Usually when they go to Christmas, they play like this Italian gambling game. Okay. I have no idea what it's called because Italians decided to have their own separate playing cards. There's an Italian playing card deck. It's different from a regular deck of cards.
So how many cards does it have?
I'm not sure, but it uses like urns and swords and suns on it.
That sounds better.
It's a different value system. It's kind of weird.
I want urns on my fucking cards.
Yeah, you can get a sun with a face.
Wow, jackpot. Adrian, I think most people's sons have faces.
Oh, right. I forgot.
It cuts over to me, I've got like no face on.
How could you? Yeah, they play some Italian like gambling card game, and they like, you know, you bet like toonies and loonies, and it just kind of conglomerates.
If you like win the hand, you win a frullatore.
What the fuck is that?
That's Italian for a blender. I don't know, they're just
I'm glad you're so versed in the beautiful language of Italian.
Oh yeah, I know what bolognese means.
Sorry, what?
Bolognese.
What's
it's
that?
Like meaty sauce.
Yeah, I think they sell that in the Italian aisle in the grocery store. You go up to the clerk and he's like, "Hey, I want some meaty sauce," and they go, "Oh, aisle 5 next to the pizza."
They go like, "What the fuck are you on about?" And then you're like, "Bolognese."
Oh
and
yeah,
like, hey!
you have to put on the accent, otherwise I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, we're pieces of shit. Well, at least I'm a xenophobic piece of shit. You're leaving me, so you get to disassociate yourself from me. When I like. Inevitably, I feel like if I ever blow up due to my content creation, it'll be like a dark side Phil kind of look at this piece of shit kind of way, as opposed to, wow, what a truly wonderful content creator like Neil Sasuriga or something like that.
I mean, like, the way I see it,
yeah,
no matter what you create...
The way Adrian sees it.
no matter what you create, as long as what you do doesn't hurt other people or like affect other people like negatively, do whatever the fuck you want, all right? Like, you see these people out there like feeding toothpaste Oreos to homeless people on YouTube, that whole fucking shit. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
People do that?
Yeah, there is some like, I don't know, he's not English. But he
Good, that narrows it down.
No, but like his channel, like it's not in English. I don't know where he's from or like what he does. He's a content creator, in short. But this man fed toothpaste Oreos, so like he scraped out like the filling, the good stuff, and he replaced it with like Colgate toothpaste. Like, took 10 or 20 cookies and fed like 5 to this homeless guy, and he was like, it was really good. And then the homeless guy got like really sick. And then he's like, this guy gave it to me, and then I guess it just sort of, yeah.
Did he get jail time?
I think he got in, like, huge shit. I don't know what his deal is, but I know he got in huge shit.
I mean, I like eating toothpaste, I like eating Oreos, I don't like them together. You know what I'm saying?
Bacon-flavored toothpaste? Anyone?
No, just the straight up mint stuff. If I want something bacon-flavored, all right, I know, first of all, good joke, but second of all, you ever had anything fucking bacon-flavored? It sucks.
It's terrible.
I'm sorry.
Like, the flavor of bacon is best tasted when you eat bacon.
I didn't mean to sweep your humorous comment under the rug with a serious tangent remark, but fuck bacon-flavored things, especially like buy these bacon bit seasoning shits at the fucking store and sprinkle them on your salad. You turn it around, it's like, ingredients, phosphate, potassium,
just salt,
ions. And it's like, what the fuck? There's no bacon in this.
Yeah, it's just the saltiness and like the fattiness of bacon
and the crunch
and the delicious crunch.
There was this burger maker I once met. I'm sure there's a different term than
I
that.
I think he has a different title than that.
But this burger maker told me
about
once that when it comes to the finishing touch of burgers, human beings care about only two different flavors: salt and crunch.
I believe that.
So you want to more heavily salt the outside of the burger because that's going to cook it to be a bit more crispy, and you cook the salt like into the food. Because the more you salt something, it's not just for flavor enhancement. It's also like it cooks differently when it's something's more salted.
It's just like when you put like salt in your water before you boil pasta. It makes it taste different.
But yeah, what I'm saying it goes beyond tasting when you're frying something in a pan. So you salt something and like it cooks differently. It cooks to be a bit crispier.
Neat.
So, like, you always want to salt the outside of burgers more because you want that initial and then you get to the meaty insides.
Delicious.
Yeah. No, I make burgers sometimes with that, and honestly, it's a decent strategy.
Cool.
Cooking tips with Tweed. Adrian.
Yeah.
If I ever made a video on how to make an omelet, would you watch it?
On make an omelet?
How to make an omelet.
What would it be like?
Adrian, I got a different question for you.
Okay.
I'm just thinking this on the fly. If I ever convince you to visit where I live again, like after you move back to your parents' place,
we made a video called How to Make an Omelet.
How to Cook an Omelet, would you be down?
Yeah.
Cool, sweet.
Yeah. I mean, there's already 2 videos that I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
With probably what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
That I'm going to do. So, you know what I'm saying.
You want to cut this out? What are you talking about?
Oh, never mind. I don't know where I was going with that.
Cool. All right, this seems like a good segue. I'm going to jump into the question that we had today, and it is a giant question.
Oh my god.
It's a few words, but it's a giant question.
Hit me.
Especially in the wake of the new YouTube demonetization, because let's face it, we weren't going to get money anyway.
I never started content creating with the idea of making money. Anyway.
Yeah, but like even with that, like some people see like demonetization of smaller channels as like well, maybe we should just fucking give up, like that sort of thing. So, 3 simple words. What motivates you?
What motivates me?
Including making Twitch streams, including making YouTube videos. Do you do any other type of content?
No.
Okay, so just those 2.
What motivates me?
What motivates you?
Oof.
Adrian. Big _ Tuna TV.
Okay.
Wiggler 101.
You
Smash Bros Outtakes aficionado.
Those bloopers, you fuck. Just kidding.
Still an aficionado.
So, I don't know, like, if we're talking, like,
don't know anything.
Wiggler 101.
Sorry.
If we're talking, like, Wiggler 101 days, I don't know what sparked me to make the first video.
Uh-huh.
There's something in my gut that told me to. Yeah, well. I would say now, it's just like, as somebody who's pursuing like entertainment, theater, whatever, as their like career, it kind of like this like drive to create and make sort of bubbles up in you, and you can't always like, release that.
All right, I'm gonna play psychologist for a little bit. All right,
Yeah.
Adrian, when you were a child, when you first made Smash Bros. Outtakes, or even just like the thing,
bloopers, you fuck.
Don't talk to your doctor like that.
I'm sorry.
I'm
paying you.
The things before that, whatever the first piece of content you put out there.
It was Smash Bros. Bloopers.
I think it was for the curiosity factor, and you saw other people making videos and went like, what if I did that? Not even I want to do that as well.
I think it might have been.
Yeah.
And then also like I knew like
psychologist, baby. Yeah. Go on.
Robot Chicken was like something I used to watch all the time, and I really liked that, and I knew it was like a popular show, so I was like, okay, what if I just do something like that?
Yeah.
And it just kind of took off from there. I would just like literally like I wouldn't go in with any script. I would fucking boot up Smash Bros. Brawl. I'd set up my dad's
Rub your hands together.
Yeah.
Put your pants back on.
Pull my pants back on. Bust out the tripod and put like my dad's like shitty old like Canon camera, point it at the TV and press record. Yeah, I didn't need local record. I used a camera pointed towards a CRT TV.
Did you ever have to tell your parents, hey, could you guys be quiet? I'm trying to film something here.
No, I usually did it like after school because my dad and my mom both like worked far away, so I'd have to like 6 or 7 before they'd come home, so I just do all my filming from that. Like I would have no script. I turn it on and be like, what do I do? Okay, I'm just gonna press record, and then I like just start talking, and then at some point,
it's the first instance of Adrian's improv.
Wow.
Go on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then
that's why you're so good at it now. You had practice with Smash Bros.
You fuck. And then I would like, I was pretty good at catching my like inconsistencies. I'd be like, okay, I did a lot of shit with Mario and Luigi. Now maybe I'll put in Kirby in there, do something.
It's Mario.
Whatever, Mario and Luigi. Maybe I'll do something with Kirby now because he's cool. And like it was just from there. It was that, And I got one guy to help me with it once, and me and him fucked around for a bit, and it was like, that was the 4th episode.
And that one guy had like a deeper voice than you, yeah?
Yeah, he was like 3 years older than me.
Yeah, no, I know, because remember I watched that shit? Yeah. I remember his God damn it as Sheik. That was good.
Yeah, and then there was the, oh my god, there's a monkey on my face. And he was Diddy. No, I was Diddy. Anyways.
A classic comment.
Classic phrase. That's all I don't remember too much about it.
Still.
Anyways, yeah, so present time, Adrian. I guess, just being an artist, you want to create things. It's just sort of like nature. I don't really think about it. I'll sit in my chair and be like, wow, I'm not doing anything. It's like, oh man, I could be creating something. I could be doing something.
Would you go so far as to say that if someone is not motivated to create content, at least in a curiosity factor by now, they're not an artist? Or maybe they have a different outlook?
Wait, what? Sorry, repeat that.
So would you go so far as to say that anybody else who does not have that same, at least curiosity factor, and, they find that they can't motivate themselves to start anything on YouTube even though they've had, 1 or 2 ideas, would you go so far as to say that maybe they're a different, type of personality than, an artist? That is a bit of a
very,
paint you into a corner question.
Yeah, that really is. And it's very subjective.
And very uncool of me to put you into.
No,
now answer the question.
Well, I mean, if you're planning to yeah. If you make any kind of, content, then I guess you're a content creator. I don't really know, it's to each his own, I guess. I don't know. It's just because you're not making a video every day, or you just have an idea but you can't bring yourself to do it, doesn't mean you're not an artist. Anybody can be an artist, man.
That's true. And sometimes you need someone else to
you need a good push sometimes.
Yeah, someone, especially even just someone else goes hey, could I get you to be in my movie, and then suddenly something happens. Like our dear friend Alan Arkman, who we were discussing. Yeah. Do you ever feel like he owes you royalties? Because, you came up with Alan Arkman, and then he made it his Twitch name?
That's his Twitch name?
Did you not know that? That's why I call him Alan Arkman.
No.
I don't just call him Alan. If I was going to do that for the memes, I'd call you Alan Arkman.
That fucking guy.
Yeah. Do you not know that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't. I mean, I don't really care.
Yeah,
but that's kind of funny.
As I said before, and he won't mind since he's pretty much on the internet now, beforehand he was like, oh man, I want to start a podcast. And stuff like that. And it was like, oh, what's the theme of your podcast? He's like, I don't know yet, but I'm going to get a microphone to figure it out. And then, poor lad, he never actually did a podcast.
Oh.
And then, he started, like, he did a Sonic Heroes stream with me, and it was fun. It was still a fun time. And I hate Sonic Heroes. It's the worst.
It's not a very good game.
It's the worst game of all fucking time.
I used to play all the time as a kid, but I loved it.
The one thing, I even experienced that today with today's Resident Evil 4 stream. Whoop! Date of the video. That...
Why is that a big deal?
I don't know.
Okay.
People say it's a big deal, so I just turn it into a joke. Whenever a game, like, controls badly, but then you as the player get punished for it, like, you know, your character suddenly whips around because, like, you were trying to run, but then for some strange reason it whips around. Like, have you ever played Resident Evil 4? Okay, well, the controls are really janky, basically. Yeah, and sometimes, for random reasons, you'll whip around even though you're trying to go forward. And then, like, the guy who is now behind you eats your ass. And, like, you get massive damage, especially if you're playing on professional mode. It's like, I was just trying to play the game normally, and the game screwed me over. I hate that. It gets me... I've learned to be self-aware about it so I can climb right back down, but on a 10 anger scale, it honestly gets me from 0 to 9.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something pretty controversial here, but
I think Resident Evil.
I think Mario 64 has that problem.
I wouldn't say that's controversial. It's an N64 game. The controls are janky in most every game.
It's fucking awful. The control stick, like Mario moving, is like good.
What would you say?
Mario moving is like.
Wait,
good.
Did you say Mario 64 or Mario Kart 64?
No, like the Nintendo 64 launch title Mario 64.
Oh yeah, no. Dude, a lot of people say that.
Oh, well, whatever. I know people just like that game a lot, so... I mean, like...
You ever play the DS version?
Yep.
The DS version, if you ask me, fixed that beautifully.
It did a pretty good job. Although the weird camera and the stylus... DS was a weird time.
Yeah. There were some good games, and then you go back to them and you're like, oh man, it's hard to play it now.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like playing NES games when you first found an NES, and then you got the Super NES, and you couldn't go back to NES games because it's just like, well, what the fuck?
There's like 2 good NES games.
Balloon Fight and...
I like how you just picked... you ever played The First Legend of Zelda? It's a good game.
No, I'm serious. Balloon Fight is like my favorite NES game of all
I've never
time.
played it.
Oh.
I know what it is, but I've never played it.
Oh. I played Excite Bike. That was cool.
Excite Bike's weird. It's very like it's built on like janky ass like mechanics where like overheat.
I do like ass mechanics. You ever played pinball?
No.
I like pinball.
Pinball.
You ever played Donkey Kong Jr. Math? No, you didn't, did you?
No.
The forgotten gem of the.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a bestseller. On
what a
NES.
piece of shit, Nintendo. That was first party.
Yo, Nintendo got a new director, eh?
What?
Yep.
Who is it?
I don't fucking know.
Emperor Hirohito?
Yeah.
It's probably not it.
Probably not him.
I think that was the Emperor during World War II.
Whoever the guy was stepped down, and then someone took his place.
He didn't step down. He died.
Oh,
Satoru
did he die?
Iwata.
No. No. Oh.
There was an interim.
Oh, there
one.
just never was a president since then. I guess.
Was he president or? Yeah, I guess.
Yes, Iwata was the president, and I guess just no one took his place until now. Oh, okay.
There was like an interim thing. You know how like Rona Ambrose took over for Stephen Harper after he resigned,
yeah.
but she wasn't elected in, and then there was an election. Yeah. Who is he? Who is now the guy? Andrew Scheer?
I don't fucking know.
Right. Yeah. Politics.
Politics. I don't.
All right.
I don't care.
Adrian, I want you to give me a stance. Give me don't do visual jokes. Fucking, I want you to tell me where Trudeau is going wrong with fiscal responsibilities as is related to his economic promise for the Keystone Pipeline in relation to his rhetoric of climate change along with his promises to secure greener energy for the future. Go.
Yeah, what else?
That's it. You picked the worst time to say that.
No comment, Paul Drodos.
So, to wrap up the what motivates you, would you say it's different for YouTube than Twitch?
Yes.
Me too.
See the thing. Okay.
Yeah. Tell me.
As much as I love streaming, it's very different. Like I don't have the same like reward or payoff when I stream than when I'm just like, oh, I just made a video I worked like 20 hours on. But I mean, I guess you could say that about anything you work hard with.
Yeah. Here's an interesting off tangent, if you don't mind my interrupting.
Hit me up.
Would you say that streaming is like this therapeutic calm thing where you're like, oh man, I'm back in the stream, I'm into a cozy mood, versus would you say it's like the curtain drawing and you're like, I'm on stage now, let's perform?
That one.
That one?
That one.
It used to be therapeutic for me. Now that I've got consistent viewers where like the chat is like always has at least one person in it, it's now a fucking stage thing.
Yeah. I mean, like, I can feel the therapeutic when I'm playing a game that I will get, like, involved in, and I don't really care about who's watching or not. It's more a matter of, like, I'm streaming, I can say I streamed, and, like, I'm just chilling. Whoever wants to come in here, go for it. Like, you know, like when you jumped in on that stream where some people were in there, like, that was one of those days where I was like, I'm just turning it on and I'm playing. I don't care who shows up. And, like, that was one of my best days, and I was like, that's weird.
That's cool.
Yeah.
My friend Raisin Supreme also watched one of your streams once.
Oh, yeah, and then he said, hi, Adrian. I'm like, who the fuck are you? Do I know them?
Probably not.
They said they liked a show they saw that I was in.
Yeah, they were probably fucking with you. They've seen all the episodes of Palookas and know that you are a drama friend of mine.
Okay.
What, did they name the...
They named the show, too.
Okay.
And I was like, who the fuck are you?
I may have given him the name.
Aw, you son of a bitch.
So...
Was it... Did it start with an M?
Huh?
Did it start with an M, the show?
M?
That you gave him?
Can I say the name of the show?
Sure.
Mahagoni.
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, it's not like it's a very... It's a Brecht play.
Well, plus, like, that's one of two plays I know you from. The other's, Pantaloni Never Forgetty.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Also, watch out. I dropped a thumbtack on the floor. I don't know where it went.
Well, fuck, dude. Cool.
I'm a fidgeter. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm totally a fidgeter, too. Did you like... Now that you're out of school, you get to say this. Did you like being in those fucking plays?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you like the people you were with?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, like, no matter where you go, you're not gonna like everybody. There's a couple people I had some qualms with, but overall, I'd say like 90...
Who'd you have fucking qualms with?
I'm not shitting on people on the podcast.
Drew?
Drew is a goddess. How dare you?
Drew is pretty cool.
Drew's great.
Drew is great. Are you... I can cut this out if you want, unless you say, no, it's fine. Are you working on a thing with Drew?
We can't do it anymore, but we got 2 episodes in the...
Oh, so like this is just like this is a one-time thing of 2 episodes?
Well, I wanted it to be more, but like we just didn't have enough time.
That's fair.
So there's 2 guaranteed and possibly a 3rd. And then there'll be a season 2 if I ever meet more people. But
meet more people?
Yeah, because I'm going back to school.
You could do it over Skype? No, I get that. There's a very human... All right, so this is actually a cool thing for me to talk about, if you don't mind me stealing this spotlight for a second.
Cool.
I pride myself on Palookas being very in person, because there's a lot of elements of communication that I feel like get lost over Skype or Discord or something like that.
Just the energy of human interaction, you know? It's really easy to bounce off people when you're looking at them rather than being on like a mic.
But there is a friend of mine on Twitch who is very prominent and says, hey, I'd like to do this with you sometime. They live in the United States.
Holy shit.
And they have like 4 figures, and it's a high 4 figures, closer to 5 of followers. I feel like I should probably let my pride go just for that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know them IRL or you know them from the internet?
I know them from the internet.
Oh, cool.
But I highly doubt they're
not.
going to drive up here from their home state just because...
No. Yeah. I'd say give it a shot.
Yeah. I'll see how like communication works, because it's also someone I know from the internet, so we're not really that used to each other's personalities yet. And I'll feel bad because I've got a bit of an abrasive personality, as I'm sure you noticed. We needed to know each other for like years before fucking we could do this. And even the first interaction I gave with you, whoa, some stupid meme like, I want to be like you when I grow up.
That was exactly it. And I was like, aren't you older than me?
I didn't know. You were taller. I was just like, eh. And plus, I don't know, you were I didn't know you were first year. I was first year and new to improv club, and this was like my 3rd or 4th time, and I was just like, oh man, that Adrian guy is really good at improv.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. I'm sick. Fuck off. I can't be romantic all the time.
Oh, okay.
You know what my favorite cough is?
Tell me.
That one old rich person cough that's like, hello there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
You just know that they've got a pocket watch and like 17 doubloons in their pocket.
Buy the doubloons now. Keep them for later. As the years go on, the price will only go up.
So, back to the topic of what motivates, because I feel like this is just going to be the central theme of the episode.
Sure.
It was a good question, by the by, Guitarian.
It was good.
Shout out to Guitarian. He's a little golf clap, yeah. All right, that's enough. Anyway, So, in terms of motivation, there was this really cool piece that I saw on Neil Cicierega the other day by, I think it's Quentin Reviews. I normally don't like Quentin Reviews.
I don't know what that is.
He's yet another video essayist about YouTube
what a
culture.
piece of shit. No, I'm kidding.
You know how like there's more and more people springing up through it being video essayists about either video games or YouTube culture, and it's like...
That was my first video. Anyways.
Was it?
Oh, it was a review.
Oh, well, no, reviews are fine.
Oh.
No, I don't have any qualms about video game reviews. I find it a little bit questionable when it starts to be like video essays about like how Leafy rose to prominence in the world and stuff like that.
Oh,
And, like,
those kind of videos. Yeah,
and like the gamer from Mars, like PewDiePie,
yeah.
dead channels, and it's like they're still posting content.
Keemstar said something bad.
Yeah, like basically drama but told from the past, so it's totally like an introspective fucking intelligent thinking person's video. Yeah, there was a piece on Neil Cicierega that Quentin Reviews did, and I kind of like it. I think it was Quentin Reviews, I don't fucking remember. Maybe it was someone else. Who was talking about how Neil Cicierega always made content to stand up for the sake of the content itself. And that's why you learn about Neil Cicierega, and you don't immediately know everything he did, but then you find out he made the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny, and you're like, oh wow, I've seen that. Then you find out he made the Potter Puppet Palace, and you're like, oh my god, he did that too? Then you find out he made mouth sounds. And you're like, oh my god, he did that? Then you find out he made Brody Quest. What? He did that? Then you find out he made Bustin'. What? He did that? And then you find out he made like Ariel Needs Legs and New Kids on...
He made that too?
He made that too. Right? You see what I'm talking...
legs.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, oh my god, that's such a good video.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, he did all of that stuff. And the cool thing about it is that you'll never know.
You'll never know.
Because he doesn't overdo it. He doesn't like undersell himself. He still does well for himself.
But it's just like, it's so good that it spreads. You're like,
yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know who the fuck this is.
He wants the content to speak for itself, and I've got so much respect for that.
That's cool. I respect
sort of
that too.
Yeah, so I think easily, in terms of YouTube, that is what motivates me. I want to create like the best type of stuff I can.
Yeah.
And like, I also feel bad because my most popular series by a country mile is called First Date, which
Isn't that the RPG Maker one?
Yeah, exactly. It's all it is me just playing games that indie developers have made.
And you're like, wow, look at this piece of shit.
Yeah, and usually it ends up being RPG Maker because, like, apparently that's what sells. By the time this episode comes out, there's going to be another episode called Greatest Kitano, which is another RPG Maker game. I love it so much. I'm glad that the maker had the foresight not to put it on Steam. Basically, it uses the pre-made assets where it's like, oh, this person's face, but half the characters have a drawn-in face, and I use drawn very liberally, because the maker looks like they did it in MS Paint. And it's like, they use the really thick brush tool to, like, make the circle and the spikes around his head.
You ever played Animal Crossing?
Yeah.
And you got on the train, and that cat with no face showed up, and you're like, oh, can you draw me a face?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it like that?
It's like that, but less pixelated, yeah. No, honest to God, hold on.
Show me.
Alright, you wanna come over to my side for a sec? Here's one of the characters.
Is that a dick?
No, it's a monkey.
Oh, right.
There's its eye, there's its other eye, and there's that.
There's the tail, and it's got a cane?
It's got a cane and a sombrero. So, that's just some of the wonderful... Sorry that I had a visual there on a fucking podcast. It looks like... What would... Describe it for me, Adrian.
Okay. Imagine the monkey from Samba de Amigo, but purple. And a mom gave it to their 3-year-old and it's like, okay, sweetie, I need you to draw this for me. And then the kid tried to draw it, and the mom was like, "What the fuck?"
I feel bad shitting on an indie developer who's like, "Hey, here, enjoy my game," but that's what First Date is, baby. And anyway, it's a combination of those graphics, the pre-made RPG Maker graphics, and then a literal picture of a cat. It's an IRL picture of someone's IRL cat.
Oh god, nothing gets me harder than game graphics and then a real ass picture of something. Oh baby. Oh,
It's just
fuck yeah.
There's 3 different like styles of art here, and I'm just like, I don't know what to look at, but I'm having immediate
The
fun.
budget was less than 0.
Oh, yeah. So there's that sort of stuff. I can understand why that gets the most amount of clicks, but I really, really wish that Tweed's Guide and things like that, like the projects that I spend more than, I'd say 10 hours on a piece minimum, caught on more. Because I put genuine care and craft into those sorts of things, and it's like, I made a fucking, I'm not sure if, did you ever see my Game Awards video for this?
I've watched all your games.
Oh, wow, okay, cool. So you know how I made the trailer?
Oh my god, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Loved it, yeah.
Yeah, I spent maybe like 3 or 4 hours on that trailer alone.
Yeah.
And like, I thought to myself, this broke 100 views 2 days ago. Boy, oh boy. No, that's not a clapping point. That's like
Yeah.
I probably spent more hours in this than like the number of views it got in the first 2 months. And it's like,
That's just being a small-time YouTuber, man.
well, it is, but also again, first day, I could get more than 100 views on that in the first 2 weeks if I really wanted, and if I spammed tags and things
Yeah,
like
but that won't feel good. This is why you don't do it, Paul. It won't feel good.
So yeah,
See, that's why I don't cheap out either. I gotta make shit I'm proud about, and I don't care the number of views. Yeah.
And I'm not proud about First Day.
Well,
it's,
no,
it's
but
a
like
neat concept.
But something that you release and you're like, I fucking did it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Instead of
exactly.
being like, here was an hour's worth of work.
Yeah. No, easily every First Date episode, it takes about an hour or 2 hours to make, but that's like the really easy to do stuff. Even stream clips, I have to look through a 4-hour stream and then whittle it down to 2 hours.
You need to like keep track of shit that you find funny.
No, yeah, I've got a backlog, and it is about 70 videos over 1.5 years at this point. Is it even worth it to submit Batman clips 2 if, like, no one was around when I played that game? I don't know.
Probably not.
I'm still gonna do it, though.
Do it.
Thank you. Anyway, that's what motivates me for YouTube.
Yeah.
What motivates me for Twitch? Don't ask me, I have no fucking clue. I've been doing it for 2.5 years. No. Yeah, 2 years. Whoa. No. Wait, what day is it?
Today is a Saturday. The April.
Alright, hold on.
Oh, there's the date!
April 2nd, it'll be 2 years. Or sorry, May 2nd. It'll be 2 years. And I haven't even broken 1,000. I'm fucking small potatoes. As opposed to fucking Lakatuff, who saw me stream Stardew Valley, thought, boy, that's interesting. I'll do that. Started streaming Stardew Valley, got 8,000 followers after seeing me do it. Like, Stardew Valley was already a few months after I started streaming. Boy, I'm a piece of shit. It's partly because, like, well, first of all, he's a great guy. He's a great streamer. I host him a lot of the time. Second of all, he stuck to one game. I played Skyrim, and that was coincidentally around the time Stardew Valley took off. It helped that he was the basically the only guy only streaming Stardew Valley.
Yeah. That's the problem with streaming. Sometimes.
It's a problem with variety streaming, too.
Yeah.
You're a variety streamer, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because I don't want to commit to one thing. I like other things.
Yeah.
I like too many things.
No, I'm not lamenting, like, oh, I should be a streamer, but fucking, I don't want to... I started streaming because I had such a massive backlog of games to fucking get played.
That's what I originally started to do, but I was like, I'm just not going to enjoy myself. I think I'll just do a very select number of things and then play the games just enjoying myself.
Oh yeah, and you speedrun too.
Yeah, I need to start doing that again.
Then again, I'm a speedrunner too, and I'm a first place
world record holder right here.
for Agatha Christie's, and then there were none. I need to get up on that, because I realized if I ever do get bigger, people are going to challenge that record. They're going to win. I need to defend my title.
Nice.
Thank you. Small-time content creation's hard, man. Variety streaming, it's completely different rules.
It really is.
Than one game, because like there are certain strategies you can do if you play one game. There's certain ways you can advertise yourself. You have to do it a completely different way if you're a variety streamer. And you also have to accept that like 1,000 viewers for one game. Not only is it easier to accrue a following if you stick to one game, because then you're known as that game for that guy.
Yeah.
Because people follow for the game initially.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then you run into the other problem of 1,000 followers for a guy who only streams Butt Party 7. Fucking everyone's already logging on to watch Butt Party. So for 1,000 followers, you will easily break like 10, 20 viewers per stream. But if you're a variety streamer, those 1,000 followers, all of them join for different things. So you play fucking Butt Party 8, the least popular in the series, to be like, let's make a joke stream about how terrible this game is. 4 people show up. I'm not even talking about myself. There's a neat little streamer I follow named Codex Reaper, and he has a nice little buttery voice. He always talks like this, like the greatest showman in the world, and like he does that for like 3 hours straight, and it's an interesting character study. You are giving me a grimace right now. Do you not like it?
Sounds like he's trying too hard.
You think so, yeah. For the first 10 minutes, yes, but then it's kind of like, remember that one guy at Improv who was born in, I believe, Pakistan and was raised on TV? So, like, his, or at least he was raised to speak English because of TV. So he grew up around, like, narrators going, and then the fields went like this. And that's why he whenever you talk to him, he's like, hello, Adrian, how are you today?
Who the fuck is that?
Really? You don't get it? It's Mustafa, dude.
Oh!
You ever notice?
Him?
You never notice how whenever you walk up to him, it's like, hey, Mustafa, and he's like, hello, it's good to see you again.
It's been a while since I talked to him.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's got that voice because he was raised on fucking
that makes a lot of sense,
American
actually.
television and just, like, learned how to speak English with, like, this lovely vibrato. Yeah, I'm guessing, like, that guy's the same sort of thing because, like, for 3 straight hours, he'll just talk like this and give you the best account of everything, blah, 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 blah. It's really cool to watch him. He plays World of Warcraft now. I followed him because he played Stardew Valley. He has 4 viewers, and he has like 3,000 followers.
He has 4 viewers.
And like, the poor guy.
Yeah.
Like 3,000 followers and 4 viewers. That's almost 1 per every 1,000 followers.
He has 4 viewers. I don't even have 4 viewers. I have 2.
Dude, you have more than 2 viewers when you play Battle, right?
It's because, you know what? Cut that out. Yeah, I do. Thanks.
I'm not even sure if I'm gonna cut that out. I'm gonna see what I can do.
No, fuck that. Cut that out. Please, God.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Okay. Woo, you'll never know why we're laughing. Anyway, I've heard that there was, from another streamer, that when you're trying to work your way up to a certain place, I think it's around, like, whatever. The goal is not how many followers you can accrue in a short period of time. The goal is consistent viewers, because that will affect your follower intake more than follower intake affecting your increasing your sustained viewers. And I think the streamer said, like, if you're growing and you have less than 4 figures, 4 is the magic number, because 4 will at least indicate there is something going on here.
Yeah, that's true. 3 is like, when there's 4, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, if you see something with, like, he made a great case, and I agree with it entirely. If you see a stream, even for someone you're following, and you see that 2 there, you're like, well, how good can it be? But you see anything above 4, and you're like, oh, okay. There's this tight little community. That's cute.
I agree.
Yeah, no, it's very, very fucking insightful.
Sweet, man.
Come up with a topic for me.
What are you drinking?
According to you, fucking poo water.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking poo water. I'm drinking tea.
Yeah, whatever.
Earl
poo
Grey
water.
tea, motherfucker.
Earl Grey poo water.
It's not Earl Grey poo water.
Okay.
Your dad is fucking blue-balled.
Oh.
I'm gonna tease that throughout, like, the rest of... When you're gone, when it's been, like, 16 episodes since you last joined Palookas, I'm gonna be like, you guys want to know about Adrian's dad? But then again, like, I have jokes about everybody's dad for some strange reason. Mine's Russian, as I noted before.
Yeah.
Oh, fun fact. At one point, we also found a Soviet cap, and I just sort of kept it in my room. At one point during Christmas, this very last Christmas, instead of the star, we put the Soviet hat on the tree, blasted Russia. My dad was very angry. Especially since this was the Christmas right after his mother died.
Oh my god!
Back in August, and you know how she Tiananmen squared that tank, and like she was supposed to join us for Christmas, of course, before she like cacked in August. So it was like,
what made you think it was a good idea?
oh, excuse me that I didn't take my 6-month-old dead grandmother into consideration when I put a Soviet hat on a tree to make my dad angry. It worked, by the by. Anyway, my dad's Russian, except he's not, and he gets really angry whenever it gets brought up. One of our friends' dads looks like Golem. Do you remember that? Golem? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of our friends' dads fucks his son. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Alright, so there's this guy. I'm gonna call him Alec.
Okay.
Because that's not his real name.
That's not even close.
No, actually, it needs to be something snappy with one syllable. Dan.
How many Dans have we?
Probably not that many. Anyway,
Dan.
So Dan. We've got a friend, Dan. And there was this weird scenario where I think it was from Sleepycast or something like that, where it was like, alright, so scenario, you meet the greatest girl on the planet, you take her to, have I ever done this on you?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, I'll do this with you, okay?
Okay.
You're out on the town, you're single, you're looking to mingle, you're ready to tingle, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
And you meet this great girl, she's like, she's got the tits, she's got at least like a good vagina. And
one would hope. And
you're like, oh yeah, and you guys get like hot and heavy, right? Yeah, you take it back to your place, things are getting smoking, you show her your fucking amiibo collection, she's like, yeah. And she takes off her shirt and shows you her fucking nipples, and you're like, alright. But then, she fucking says like, alright, bend over. I wanna rim you. I wanna eat your ass. What do you do?
No thank you.
Alright. Girl takes off her latex mask. It's your dad. Congratulations, son. You passed the test.
Yeah!
So anyway, I did that with all of my friends back when we were at a summit in Toronto, and
Dan said yeah?
Dan was the only one who didn't pass the test. So then, we made this weird joke about Dan fucking his dad, and it kept fucking going. So, this keeps going. So then there were just like other like things. We did this one night where we were like telling horror stories, and it was like, I was walking along the street, and I turned down this alleyway, and it was really dark, and I couldn't see anything. But like, I felt shifting behind me. I turn around, and I see this image. It's not one guy, but like a commingling of two. It was Dan. And your dad was fucking it. Just shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh
and
my god.
So then this took a peak when, did I ever tell you about riding in the car with Dan's,
with him, yeah, with Dan's dad, and then Dan's
Okay,
dad is like, what are you guys talking?
Don't spoil it, don't
Okay,
spoil it. Okay, so, my friend, he won't care. My friend Luke and I, we were riding back from Toronto with Dan and Dan's dad. Dan was in the front seat, Dan's dad was driving. And Luke and I, we got bored, so we started texting each other, and eventually the jokes got about Dan fucking his dad. So Dan's dad, he's really into music, and he's really cool, and he's got
awesome.
He's got good musical taste too. So he's DJing like a mofo. He's like, guys, how about we got this next song coming up, and it's like, yeah, and it was all really cool, and so we started texting each other the names of the songs, Luke and I, but replacing things with Dan fucking his dad. So fucking, it was like, we started off really mellow, like The Lion Sleeps Tonight, so we were just like, he sleeps with his dad tonight, or something like that. But then Hot Child in the City came on, and Luke was like, oh, and he was like, hot dad that I'm fucking. And there's like a million of these. I really wish I could remember these, like, Walking on Sunshine, fucking dad's behind. Just some shit like that. And we were like giggling at like after every song that came on and texting each other. And like we showed Dan one or two and he was like, "Oh my god, you guys." You know, in that true way that Dan does.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dan's dad, he notices that Luke and I are having a bit of the giggles. He doesn't fucking know what, but he just knows that every time he switches the song, we're laughing more and more. Because, like, we hear the song, we're like, "Oh boy," and then we start going to our phones and texting each other and laughing. So Dan's dad, really cool guy, he's just like, he just wants to be one of the bros, and so he eventually starts getting in on it without knowing what the punchline is. And he's like, "Hey guys, how about this song?" Acting like he's in on the joke. And Dan's,
what about this one?
And Dan has to be like, "No, Dad, you don't get it," without implying that he knows, because he knows that his dad is gonna ask for an explanation. So Dan is in this really uncomfortable spot where he's like occasionally looking back at us being pissed. And Dan's dad is like, "Hey guys, how about this one?"
Shit!
Look at I texting back and forth. That was like the rest of the fucking car ride.
Oh my god.
And that was a 6-hour car ride. It was the fucking best.
Oh my god.
I had so much fun that day.
Oh my god.
Luke once told me that Dan kind of sounds like, you ever seen that Vine where someone does like a big vape and then like the camera turns to this other guy at the party, he's like, "Wow."
Yeah, I've seen that.
Luke says he kind of sounds like that, and I hear it. Also, he said that Dan sounds like the, you ever seen the, "What the fuck, Richard?"
Yeah.
Yeah. He says that Dan sounds like that. Watch the "What the fuck again, Richard" thing. It sounds exactly like him.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
Shit.
Egg fucking exactly.
Egg fucking.
I wonder if there's gonna be some sort of like fucking Weisenheimer who's gonna like piece it together and like listen to the "What the fuck,
Like,
Richard."
That's Dan!
Yeah, and like figure out amongst like our friends, like in case he happens to be one of the content creators we work with in the future. And it's like, "Oh my god, this guy's Dan." And then like he finds his dad on Facebook. It's like, "You fired your son lately?" But then again, Dan's dad will probably be like, "What the fuck is this random guy that doesn't have any mutual friends blocked?"
Yeah, exactly.
I really hope that this dad fucking thing doesn't ever blow up.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Don't
good
think
news
about it.
is, it's not the most entertaining story on the podcast. Whoops! No, don't get me wrong. Telling the story about my fucking Aunt Christine getting mad at Euchre is gonna really blow this episode up.
Oh, yeah.
What am I gonna call this fucking episode? Blueballing Adrian's dad?
Why not blueballing the dads?
And other dad fucking? Or Christine gets mad at Euchre? Man, fuck Euchre.
Bad game.
I hate it.
How's your tea?
It's delicious, and thank God, because otherwise my throat would be so shot.
Yeah, I feel bad for you right now, man.
This is like my 5th hour. I'm going into my 6th hour talking consecutively, because I basically ended the stream right before you came.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no. And I was screaming at Resident Evil 4. You ever play? No, wait, you haven't. Alright, for those who
never played
know
any
fucking
Resident
Resident Evil, this was a stream where I had to beat Verdugo, the hardest boss in the game, on professional mode. Basically, he's a big snake dude that's like, "I'm gonna get you down a series of, like, fucking hallways and, like, rooms that have something big in the center, so there's, like, a big, like, square that you can walk around, and you have to just, like, avoid it." The boss fight is either you kill him, or you cannot. He's that tough that they give you the option to not kill him, but the elevator's coming in 4 whole minutes. So if you don't actively focus on killing him, you have to evade him for 4 minutes. And he has an attack where he kills you in 1 shot.
Oh my fucking Christ.
So you either have to be frame perfect for 4 minutes or go on the full offensive. It's brutal, ain't it?
What the hell? And that's just that's professional mode, right?
Well, no, that's all modes. But he doesn't one-hit kill you in professional, or he doesn't one-hit kill you in normal mode.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Yeah, no. That would have been bullshit.
Yeah, that's like a noob killer right there.
Oh yeah. I'm good. I'm fine. Why do you ask? You're the crazy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my voice hurts, but that's okay. I've never really been the type to stop what... Actually, no. Recently, I've turned into the type that doesn't stop what they're doing on account of sickness. I know in 2nd year. Do you remember that one time, that one day where I gave you a ice cream tub full of pasta that...
Yeah.
You remember how in a state I was where I was just like, you know what, fuck school! Like, I was happy about it, but I was clearly, like, fucking unhinged that night. Do you remember that?
Never forget it.
Do you legitimately remember it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where I was just like going, I don't even fucking care anymore.
Yeah. And I was like, I think Paul lost it, guys.
Yeah, I failed 3 classes that year.
Oh. Oh, my.
No, dude, I am not a good student. This year is the first year where I have not failed a single class all year. Thank you.
Thank you.
I really wish that was first year, so I wouldn't. Otherwise, I could graduate with you and
Yeah.
fucking move right now. And I got big plans for the future, and they can't happen fucking now because of
Your new job.
Because I what?
Because of your new job, right?
You shut up with that. I swear to God, if things get out, I'm gonna blame you.
You know what? Cut that out.
Adrian, what am I to do with you? You're moving away. I'm
Yeah.
gonna miss you.
Oh, I miss you too, baby.
Are you gonna be fucking continuing to do content when you're moving
Yeah.
back to Saskatchewan where you belong?
Oh my god, I don't live there.
Thank God.
Well, I mean, if I get into the school I want to get into,
Yeah.
I'll be still living at home because it'll just be downtown that away.
Oh, I know fucking where you're going to school now, because I know where you live.
Yeah, got him.
I don't actually know where you live.
Okay.
But I wish you all the success in the University of Saskatchewan.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But what if you don't get accepted? What do you do then?
Take a year off, do workshops for acting, try again.
All right.
Yeah,
And then you
audition
just
things.
like reapply with like,
Yeah,
look at these
yeah,
workshops.
yeah.
Holy shit. By the by, I didn't realize how easy it is, monetarily at least, to get into the fucking Second City for conservatory training. You figure like, oh, it's prestigious, it's Second City. It's like Canada's answer to Upright Citizens Brigade. Improv?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You gave me a face and I thought you didn't know what I was talking about.
No, I know.
Okay, cool. Yeah, conservatory training, right? It's like 10 weeks. You come in for like a Wednesday each week, and you expect like, okay, it's fucking Second City. This is gonna be $300.
Yep.
For all 10.
Yeah.
That's like $30 each. That's nothing.
Yeah, workshops aren't super expensive.
Well, that's conservatory training. That's not workshops.
Oh shit.
That's stuff you can legitimately put on a resume.
Oh my god.
Like if you want to apply for acting school, it's like, what credentials do you have? Like, oh, I did vocal training here, and then I took acting training here, and then I finish it off with like a year of conservatory training at Second City. Like that looks really good on a resume, apparently. At least if you're trying out for vocal stuff, because they, for some strange reason, they really want actors that have improvisational experience now.
Because it's quite a tool.
Yeah, no, it legitimately is.
Yeah.
You're my favorite. I'm not gonna say tool because that would be mean. Anyway. Yeah, I cannot believe how easy that shit is. When I fucking graduate from this piece of shit school, I'm going there.
Go, baby, go!
I am looking forward to, like, actually getting improvisational experience, because, my god, if there is one thing that I've been taught this year, it's that if you improvise with the same scenario, the same people...
It fucking sucks.
The same, like, things over and over again, you start to not improvise. You start to get into a rhythm where it's like, this guy will play the kooky stuff, this guy will supply the wrenches, this guy will give exposition.
Dude, I know.
And people don't change, and I hate that.
I know.
You know?
Oh, I know.
You know? You seem like you've... Tell me your worst improv story. Go.
Okay. It was...
Like, the biggest horror story, so not like your worst, like, performance or whatever. I'm not gonna make you do that.
like...
Unless you want to do that as well.
No.
I'm listening.
I can't remember what was it, like, you mean like on stage or just like in a show or just in general?
In general, when I say like, oh god, that story, in terms of the context of improv, what do you think of?
Okay, there was this isn't a story of me on improv, but I was helping with improv. Okay. So
Is this something that I would know anything about?
This was second year, so I don't know. Okay, so you know how we have a club fair?
Yes.
So I was asked to help with the club table.
Wait. Club fair, for those that don't know, is that various clubs around a university, in this case, our university's improv team, gets a table and like advertises to freshmen who come about and stuff like that. Okay, go ahead.
So I was asked to... Sorry, I'm yawning.
Ruining everything! Go ahead.
So I was asked to help with the club table.
Wow, that's a good story.
Thanks, man.
Go ahead.
And, you know, when you want people to come to your table, you usually, like, call out something like, hey, come...
Order up! Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, hey, you want to see some improv? Hey, whatever.
Do you want to get polio?
We have
no?
free...
Then join improv.
Okay, maybe
Look
not.
at you with the ugly nose.
Oh, my God.
You want to save up money to get a new nose? Improv. Go on.
Well done.
Thanks.
You know, like
There's
we
a
had
lot of big-nosed people. Anyway, go on.
we had like candy and stuff to like give them to. Anyway, so I decided, the genius that I am, to call out free jokes, and right.
You had to give jokes to people who showed up.
And the first person who walked up to the table
Was?
said, "What's the joke?" And I was joking before she like showed up with people.
Oh no! Did you do something anti-Semitic?
And I said, "Wouldn't it, like, so."
Wait, really?
What,
You did
hold
something
on.
anti-Semitic?
No, I don't know what that means.
Anti-Jewish.
No.
Okay, cool. Go on.
So we were joking before. It's like people ask, "What's the joke?" And you say like them.
Is it racist?
No, like they're the joke. They're whatever.
You said that?
And this girl says, "What's the joke?" And I said,
Okay.
And I said, "You look good."
That's
And
mean.
I felt awful
That's like
immediately after because
that's like
I
worse
didn't
than
have
being
a joke.
anti-Semitic.
I didn't have a joke.
She probably wasn't Jewish.
I didn't have a joke. And the only thing that came out of her mouth was, "It looked good." And then I was like, "Fuck." And then she walked away with the saddest face I've ever seen on somebody.
No.
And I didn't know how to respond.
No.
I wanted to find her later and apologize. If you're listening right now, I'm so sorry.
Dude, that's
I've
heavy.
never hurt a human being more in my entire life.
Oh, really?
Probably not.
Really?
No, I've probably hurt somebody more than that.
Okay, I was about to say you lead a fucking charmed life. There was a period of time when like
Oh my god, I felt so bad.
well, actually, I should probably not delve into that conversation because that'll just make this podcast real fucking sad. Suffice it to say, especially when you're like hurting yourself, you are very oblivious to when you hurt other people.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, there have been periods where I was hurting where I just did something and I just not immediately after, actually months down the line, like after something long term where I did damage to someone, I just went like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And the worst part is, you did so much damage, you can't approach them later to apologize because even the mere seeing you
It's like,
makes
this
them hurt
fucking
again.
guy.
Not even angry, but it's even worse when they're not the angry type. They're just the sad type because you know that them seeing you again will make them hurt even more.
Dude, it feels bad when you fuck up.
Yeah,
Feels
no,
really bad.
I'm not sure if I even have an improv related story where I was like that terrible. Dude, was there ever like a moment where I said something on stage and you were like, oh,
Oh, I mean,
me specifically?
no, I don't think so. There's been moments where I've been like, "Paul, what the hell?" But not like, "This is bad, stop doing that." It's more like that was unexpected.
Yeah, like when I said, like when we were in a paint store and I said, "There's taint on my shoe, call an ambulance." Yeah, that stupid moment.
Good one.
Look, I'm not good at improv. I have a show to do later tonight. It's at 11 p.m. Who the
luck.
fuck schedules an improv show at
I
11
would be
p.m.?
going, but I am seeing a different show at 10 to 12. So.
Dude, that's fine. It's probably gonna suck.
Got him.
I'm in it.
What was I gonna say? Yeah,
Say
okay.
it.
But another time I was in a show and I did something terrible. Was I was doing a scene with ya boy, you know him.
Dan?
You know, he used to be a very prominent figure in our club.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. Francis McCreary. You ever played GTA 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold
You
on.
show me the pictures. Yes, that guy.
Yeah, no.
GTA 4.
Yeah, you saw the memes?
Yeah, you showed me them.
All right,
at
cool.
the show. Anyways, GTA 4 and I were doing a scene, and he was just kind of sitting there, and GTA 4.
Francis McCreary.
Francis
Yeah.
McCreary, whatever, was just not really doing anything, and I was like moving boxes or something, and then I was like, "You gonna help me?" And GTA 4 proceeded to
Francis.
proceeded to not do anything and just give me like faces and like, you know, bodily gestures, and then I was like, "This is the last time we hire mute people."
That isn't that bad.
It's pretty bad.
I don't know. Did the audience go, ooh?
Our previous coach did audibly.
Yeah. But that's part of this coddled generation. They get to be millennials. We're pretty much Gen Z, yeah?
Sure, man.
I think so. We're right on the gap, apparently. Because some people say that millennials are at minimum 20. However, there are other people that say, like, if you're 24 or younger, you are Gen Z. So it's like, I'm a millennial Z.
Next time on Millennial Z.
But honestly, I don't think that's too bad. No. I mean, there were these really weird arbitrary things set in place. Do you remember that?
Cut to the time we had a show at our place, and one of the peoples from a different school was like, "You see that? That's Hitler."
Yes. Oh my god. Yeah, no, and then like everyone went, "Ooh," and he was like, "Check, please." I found it hilarious, that scene.
It was something.
And my god, the judges were like, "We're gonna make an example by only giving it a 7 out of 10 because or a 6 out of 10 or something like that." All I remember is that at fucking summits, we grade improv on a out of 10 basis, which I already think is outmoded. And then like, but we can't ever start it at like 5 out of 10. No, we gotta start it at 7 out of 10. It's like, what the fuck is the point? It's all good. No losers here. Fucking participation trophies. Millennials taking our jobs. I don't even fucking care. What was this? Right, I was gonna say that there were some arbitrary rules put into improv. I think this goes for performance on a whole, or even writing or content creation, where it's like, oh, don't talk about like these sensitive subjects, but only the sensitive subjects that I'm sensitive to. I remember that Francis McCreary, GTA 4, as you put him.
Yeah.
He made sure that we never talk about fucking foster homes in scenes.
Yeah.
Because like he was like, I've got a friend who grew up in a foster home, and it's not cool to make fun of those. But like, and first of all, we weren't making fun of a foster home in that scene. It featured a character that grew up in a foster home, and then like, he always did this weird like, hello, in Soviet country we're going to blah 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 blah, and I'm just like shaking my head, going like, isn't this like not any different than making fun of a fucking like foster home or something like that? This is what's opened me up to, there's very polarized opinions on like political correctness and like whether it's like a bad thing or a good thing. And there was this one comedian that put it really fucking well, in my personal opinion, and it really shows the arbitrary nature of what we get sensitive to and what we don't. And he said, there are some comedians like Jerry Seinfeld who say like, oh, you cannot pay attention to political correctness, and there's other ones like Samantha Bee who are like, no, you need to be like on the pulse of that thing and make sure you don't offend people. And this one comedian, I wish I could remember his name, he pointed out the most poignant thing. He said like, political correctness is not like a non-living entity. It's not something set in stone where it's like you can make fun of these, you can't make fun of these. It changes with the people, and the purpose of a comedian is to know this living entity inside and out, so you can always make jokes and hit people on the pulse of what they think is funny. Mm-hmm. So if you make a joke and it's deemed too offensive, that people are offended by that sort of thing. But that is a sociological fact that if people are offended enough that it'll generate controversy, you need to know as a comedian up top who's going to get offended by that and what the consequences are. And that's like the job of a comedian, almost more than to tell jokes in like a timely fashion in terms of like what people like and what people dislike. And I thought that was really fucking poignant.
It's a good way of thinking about it.
Yeah, I think that ties into streaming and stuff like that too.
Yeah, kind of does.
Yeah. I know I've prided my stream as a place where like people can talk about things like politics and religion. I never got that. Like, maybe, I don't know if you do, and I apologize if you do. There are certain streams that are like, don't talk about politics or religion, because this is like a space where everyone wants to feel welcome. Do you do that?
I'm just like...
Do you have like a hard rule on it?
Not... Well, if someone's like, how do you feel about the Russians or something, I'd be like, what? You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather not talk about that stuff because it doesn't interest me, not rather a matter of fact of, you're going to offend somebody, okay?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
For me, I know for a fact, I always keep a rule saying, like, you can talk about politics or religion here if you want to, because I know that, like, stopping people from talking about things really puts us in the bubbles that we so desperately want to destroy, because, like, that creates echo chambers, that creates the illusion that everyone who doesn't, like, conform to your beliefs, they must not like this because this reason and this reason. And as a result, if you can believe it, Tweed's Guide as a franchise has alt-right fans. like one or two. And like there have been occasions where like there's been a guy from Serbia who's really fucking right and who goes onto the stream and says like, fucking NATO, I fucking hate him, and I just like I say like, oh, what has NATO done? And then they go into like this rant about this sort of thing, and I go like, yeah, I can understand that, but I also like see the value in like what this thing does, at least ideologically. And he's like, yeah, I guess ideologically, I just don't think they've implemented it well. And I usually admit when I don't know what I'm talking about, which I guess helps with those sort of situations where it's like, I don't know enough about NATO to, talk about this further, but, if that's what you believe, by all means, and stuff like that. And there have been situations where, like, people have come in going, like, you fuck yeah, Trump, or something like that, or, like, Trump should die, or something like that. And, like, almost a conflict broke out. But then, like, just due to us talking about it, people just sort of went, like, yeah, all right, we can just end it here. And it's been super cool. You're laughing about it, but it's been super cool to watch,
awesome.
like, alt-righters and really far leftists
Being like, yeah, all right.
yeah, be like, okay, I respect your opinion. And it's like, dude, I feel like that. It's really weird. I can't describe the feeling, but the closest thing I can do is like, this is what streaming feels like it's leading up to. And it's also why I vehemently oppose at this point the whole don't talk about politics or religion, because like, you're missing out on one of the most crucial parts of streaming, bringing people together.
Yeah. Cool. I have no follow-up for that, because that was very well put together. Well done.
Thank you. However, could you please fucking follow up to that? I feel like my voice is escaping me even now.
Oh my god.
Cool, is that the topic? My favorite letter.
Yeah, I don't... Oh, we never... No, we did talk about that. About,
Alright, your turn. What was the thing?
No, I was gonna say, did we talk about what motivates you? And no, we totally talked about it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we covered the whole, like, content creation in terms of, like, the what if I did this.
Yeah.
Way up to the polished, finished video versus the spotlight of the stream. And I will admit, I like the spotlight.
I think everybody does. Just a little bit.
Yeah, well, there's a few people who just go, like, oh, man, streaming is not for me, after doing, like, one stream or something like that.
Yeah.
My housemate, Austin, he's hilarious, but he's like that. He hates streaming solo.
It's like... Yeah, the reason people like stream is they want to bring people together and they feel good when they do.
You're talking really quietly all of a sudden.
How's it going, Paul?
No one can hear this.
Oh.
Probably. I don't know. It'll be hard to see in post, but like there may be times where you just see like I agree, Adrian, and like people turned up their volume. It's like, oh, what is he saying? Adrian! It's like, my ears!
Good.
Yeah,
Never forget.
That's what you're fucking doing. That's the legacy you're leaving these people on. Your last episode, your dad is,
Yeah.
And you fucking got people's ears hurt. Well, I got people's ears hurt, but
Yeah.
you served that ball
You're
and I
welcome.
spiked it.
I'm glad.
No, wait, you set the ball and I spiked it.
Yeah.
I know volleyball
You know
terms.
sports games.
Yeah, no, I'm 5'11".
Are you?
No.
Oh.
I'm probably like 5'9". I'm probably not even 5'10". And that destroys me. I'm like, dude, a big portion of how I feel I come across is tied to how I look. I don't care about how I look at a personal level, but I always feel like, oh man, I don't feel like I'm tall enough. Oh man, I feel like I'm too fat.
You should love yourself, baby.
I realize how ridiculous that second one sounds.
Love yourself.
But yeah, I always...
You fat, lol.
Yeah, no, legitimately, I feel fat even like nowish.
I feel fat too.
You do?
Yeah.
How much do you weigh?
160.
That's not fat for like 6'7".
It's because I'm tall.
Yeah.
6'7". Holy shit.
Yeah, no,
nah, I don't wish
you're
that.
basically busting through my roof. Yeah.
I'm like 6'1", 6.
You're six... Which one is it? 6'1" or 6'?
6'1" or 6, I don't know.
6'6"?
No.
Okay. Just 6 foot.
6 foot or 6'1".
Why do we do that? Why do we have, like, foot measurements when fucking...
I'm like at least 8 feet.
No, but like, when everything else is fucking meters and Celsius and
It's because
metric system.
the filthy Americans.
Yeah, but like, how did that one catch on? It
I don't
sucks.
know, man. Imperial's stupid.
Yeah. You hear that fucking George Washington?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who invented the fucking
Neither do I.
imperial
The
system.
damn Imperials.
Yeah.
That's who.
But who, like, adapted it for America?
know.
Was it invented within the Americas?
Probably.
Here's Adrian's take on it. Go.
Probably. Thank you. I'll be here leading my TED Talk next week.
That's Adrian. What would you do a TED Talk on?
I do a TED Talk on...
No, like, seriously. If you had to do a TED Talk tomorrow, and it's like, Adrian, Ted Bundy is sick.
Oh, shit.
Why did I go with a serial killer?
He was going to do a great TED Talk on
cool.
serial killing.
Ted Kaczynski is sick. Mr. Kuklinski is sick. We need you to fill it on the TED Talk. It was gonna be how to be a murdering piece of shit. What is your TED Talk gonna be on? You have 15 seconds
Probably
to guess.
the beneficial effects of dramatic arts.
No.
And taking dramatic arts classes.
That's some feel-good bullshit right there.
Yeah, suck it, bitches.
What if it was something outside academia? Something that, like, a school didn't teach you, but you feel confident you can teach other people without having been schooled.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I know what mine would be.
What is it?
Mine would be on why failure is the road to success, not the other state after the journey. Failure is the journey. Because, like,
Yeah.
if you wanted, say, $100 million, and you didn't have that, have you succeeded? No. So, based on that dichotomy, have you failed? Yes. But, does that failure mean you're going to stop?
No.
No. Failure is a constant state leading up to success. And,
Well,
like...
I'm a total failure.
No, honestly, yeah. No, my TED Talk would be called I'm a Failure, and that's a good thing. Because failure means that you've started a goal. If you are not succeeding or failing, that means you don't have anything you're working towards, and that's the bad thing.
Yeah.
So being in a constant state of failure is actually much better than not failing at all. Not just because the whole, like, oh, from failure you learn, meet the Robinsons bullshit, but also because failure is not the end product that, like, exists synonymously with success, but rather the everything up until success. Success is like one entity. Everything up until then is failure. And then as soon as you succeed, it only lasts for, like, a fixed point in time.
Yeah.
So, like,
But
you get that $100,000, and it's like, oh man, I succeeded. Cut to, like, 2 minutes later, what's my next goal?
Yeah.
Now you start failure again. And failure is, like, the enabler of success, not the lack thereof.
I'd listen to that TED Talk, Paul.
Thank you. It's basically that. That was it. $20, America. Can you please put your dick away? Stop fapping.
This is the last time I get to do it in front of you.
Was that your TED Talk?
Yeah, I'm just gonna come up on stage, pull my
So-
pants down, and just fucking...
Start whacking really aggressively.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like, I didn't even look at it before. You weren't even, like, fucking masturbating normally. You were just slapping it against your knee. You have a very long, flaccid dick, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Slap it against the kneecap. Ooh, that was a soft spot.
Can't get in there. Yeah.
So, all right, Adrian, let's finish the fuck up here.
Oh, I just did.
Cool. All right, so here's a towel.
Thanks. Oh, Ooh, sensitive. Okay.
All right, cool. So, what is... Oh, man. I don't get to say the goal for next time. Going forward, what is your plan? Everyone, take note of the fact that right the fuck now in the description if this is on YouTube, his channel is down below, both his YouTube and his Twitch. Go check him out, because this is the last time he's going to be on Palookas. Woo! I don't know who's going to be on after.
Oh, no.
It might... Oh, God, Jeff's gone for the summer, too. I don't know! I'll figure something out. Go on.
My goal moving forward,
Yes.
in terms of content creation, or is
Yes.
in life? Oh.
Both, if you want.
Both. Okay.
care. I don't...
Content
Honestly, I
creation-
don't care.
Well,
I don't really care.
oh.
Leave my house. All right, go
could
ahead.
Well, most of my goal for next time has been,
Uh-huh.
you know, just like putting something out there.
More like putting something. It's not a joke. Go on. Putting something out
But, you know, just, I think my goal moving forward for content creation is making my channel, you know, have more shit on it right now. It's a little dry. It's only got 2 vids.
Yeah, but you're like Neil Sasurigang it. You're not like fucking
No, I-
Grumpsing it where you're just shitting out
No,
everything.
I have to spend a lot of time on it. I have to be like, this is good.
Actually, PewDiePie's a better example because he just seems to shit out whatever he thinks he wants to do. And while I can respect that, I really like Neil Sasurigang's careful crafting. It's just like, the internet will be proud of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for life goal,
Yeah.
I hope I...
Yeah.
am able to get the job interview I have coming up and get into the school that I auditioned for.
Yeah. I'm getting farther away. I'm back. Hi. I just
Hi.
got a drink from the bar, because we're in a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear that fucking music in the background?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. No, that's probably the music signifying it's coming up next time, because I always put this song at the end. For me, I'd probably say my goal for next fucking stream is... throw shit at the wall, see what sticks. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Because, like I said, I wanted to see if, like, Palookas online is possible with content creators. Cool. At least that one content creator, because I'd be willing to bend the rules for him. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
I'm also planning on coming up with different types of YouTube videos. Ooh. And because it's summer and I don't have a job this year, I'll be able to focus on that. And I'm not streaming for 8 hours a day, so I'll be able to fucking... I did that last summer.
You don't have a job?
You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you and everything you
I'm covering you, man.
It's online stuff. Whatever. Yeah, not like
I don't plug
fucking...
I don't plug my shit either.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't have, like, a retail job is what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
9 to 5 fucking situation. Yeah. At any rate, yeah. Alright, Adrian, it has been a blast.
It's been a blast.
Leave us with one sentence that will remain with our audience forever.
Oh my god.
That's it.
Thank you very much for joining us on Palookas.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. You smell.
You just said that to a random girl. Now she's walking away all sad.